Hi, I'm John Zombro with The Lifetime Athlete, and thank you for joining me in today's video. I'm a physical therapist, a performance coach, and a health educator, and one of the hats I wear here at TLA is being the director of the Training Tribe. That's our online, nationwide group training and coaching platform. And we've got some exciting workouts this fall that we're using, and we're in our endurance training block. And so in that annual training plan that we utilize, we balance the 5 capacities of athleticism, which are strength, speed, power, agility, and endurance. So this fall, as we do every fall, we're emphasizing endurance, but we're still touching on some of those other elements. This week, what's really fun about these endurance-based exercise programs is that you can achieve endurance a lot of ways. So first of all, when we think of endurance, it's more than just cardiorespiratory fitness, although that's very important. Doing things like steady state zone 2 work is a way to develop one form of endurance, but it's not the only way. We want to work on muscular fatigue resistance and develop that all around durability in the human beast. And so that's what we're all about. In fact, if you're a tribe member and you're getting this content, well, you know all about what we do, but if you're not and you're interested, this is a great video to follow along with because it won't be too long. It's going to give you some great ideas for some workouts that you can use. Now, these are our workouts of the week for the final week of September, and we're going to try to hit an A, B, and a C workout 2 times in the week with an optional day off placed anywhere that the team members desire. I just finished up doing a masterclass with a couple of our team members, and so I fleshed out the whiteboard, and that's what I'm speaking from today. You know how I love the whiteboard, and I think as I got carried away there, it's not quite as neat and organized as it sometimes is, so I appreciate your bearing with me. And how all of this works, as you already know, the Training Tribe members get this information every week in their program document, and they have text and table and video content that they can utilize to achieve mastery. And also for some of our members, when they can join me, we do a masterclass, a Zoom meeting every week, and we go over the content just so they can be that much more proficient in use of the programming. So without further ado, we're going to look at these 3 workouts. So we've got an A, B, and a C workout, and each has a preparatory, a primary, and an accessory component, and sometimes you can think of that as warm-up, main, and cool-down, but however you like to think of it is fine. We're somewhat color-coded here because A is blue, B is green, and C is orange. And so let's jump right into looking at workout A. This is probably the most interesting one for me because we're going to build, as our warm-up activity, an irregular quadrilateral. So it's just not quite a perfect square. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to your field, your local park or soccer field, or even a large backyard if you happen to have that. And you're going to pace off 100 yards one way. Then you're going to drop a sandbag. You're going to pace off 80 around the next segment. Drop your medicine ball. Then go 60, drop your tubing, and then lastly, make your angle such that your final segment is 40 yards. And this can all be very approximate. Then what we're going to use, this is really where the fun part comes in, is we're going to use our 4 levels of locomotion to go around this quadrilateral. So the longest section we walk, the next section we jog, then we run, then we sprint. All that's somewhat relative. The efforts can be what feels right for your body. We're not trying to be quite as specific about percentages of maximum speed like we were in our speed block or even in the power block where we did some things like that. So this is fairly general. And at every corner, you catch your breath, so you can rest as needed. You don't have to push this too much, but you do 30 seconds of the activities that we've got specified here with those implements. And so with your sandbag, you're going to do a squat. It's not specified whether that's a back squat, front squat, Zercher squat. However you want to hold your sandbag is fine. Then you go to med ball slams, 30 seconds with good intensity, jumping or not. Then you've got your tubing curl, and so you're stepping on with 1 or 2 feet and just working on pumping up the arms there, and then after the sprint, you're going to hold that plank for about 30 seconds, and then continue on. Well, the way we've got this one set up is you're going to do 4 to 8 rounds of this box of life, and you're going to rest as needed. So what we really mean by that is pick a number of circuits that feels right for where you're at on the day, and if you're doing it twice in the week, you might change that up a little bit. And again, the rest periods aren't fixed. When you finish off, let's do about a 10-minute walk on the grass, barefoot optional. We love to do that barefoot locomotion whenever we can. It's so valuable for grounding and earthing and strengthening the foot and lower extremity. You can even do the whole workout barefoot if you prefer, and then throw in a little free choice stretching, whatever you like. So this is a fun one for anybody who happens to be watching today. Now, next up, you're going to go sort of to the gym. So your home gym, your commercial gym, or any other way that you can set this workout up. Well, now we are going to use a bike, steady state, zone 2 cardio. So that's your talk test where you can talk relatively comfortably in short sentences without gasping. And that's where we develop our aerobic fitness and endurance. Using a bike for low impact to kind of offset what we did here, and this could be done outdoors or indoors, again, whatever you have available or prefer, especially if you have some nice fall weather. From there, you'll hit your gym elements, and this could be in the backyard, on the porch, in the garage, in the basement, anywhere you have a small space available, and a few of these tools, which again we typically do in our tribe setups for essential home training centers. So with this one, we're going to do some circuit training, and we're going to do 4 rounds. So now we're specifying that we're doing exactly 4 rounds. 20 reps of each exercise on the first round, then 15, then 10, then 5. Again, adjust your rest as you need. You may want to try to just keep that rhythm going and keep the rest minimal. But a lot of this is related to these exercises. So we've got an assisted pull-up, and there are a few members in our tribe nationwide who can bang out 20 reps in pull-ups, so they don't even need an assist. But for a lot of us, that's going to be helpful. Now, you can assist your pull-ups any way you like. You can use your feet on a chair, bench, stool, plyo box. You can use a heavy band or other variations. That's fine. We just want you to be able to get full range of motion, good technique, very important. The goblet squat. Holding in front, dumbbell, kettlebell, doesn't really matter. You can even do that with your sandbag, but love to elevate the heels on that one. So if you can put a board under your heels, or better yet, if you have a ramp, that is excellent. The floor press, we're using a floor press just in case anybody doesn't have a bench and a barbell or dumbbells, but those are excellent choices. But you can use a lot of implements for a floor press. You can use dumbbells, kettlebells, even a cinder block or your sandbag. So, that's really a versatile exercise. And then we've got the kettlebell swings, just kind of using the standard swing, really working on that hip hinge and powerful extension. Weight selection on this, especially for, let's say, these last 3 exercises, use what you have, of course, but if you have enough flexibility that you can select a weight, that's going to be a little tough to get those 20 first reps. Maybe it's a 15 RM weight and you use some rest pause technique for that first round. That's a great way to get a high training stimulus out of it. It would be very effective. And this is a classic sandwich because we finish out with another basic cardio session. So this is probably one way I like to do this because it breaks it up so you don't necessarily have a feeling of boredom or monotony, working the whole body, and then also if you need to use a little programming, if you're indoors or something to get through this, that's always an option. Now finally, we get to the excitement, the magic that is workout C. And for this one, we're going to start off just doing some activities out in the field again because we're trying to get out there and enjoy this fall weather while we got it. Sandbag front carry, so grab it by the handles, hold in this position. That's tough for 2 minutes, but I know you're tough, so you'll get it done. Then you go for a minute doing some medicine ball thrusters. Remember, that's a front position, hold on that medicine ball, full front squat, overhead press finish, smooth like a piston. For a minute again. Then for tubing rows, just hook up your tubing to any anchor, doing some horizontal pulling pattern, and then finish out with about 20 seconds worth of push-ups, however many reps you get, just enough to get activated. From there, we move into some really exciting stuff that I wanted to explain, which is why we're all here today. We're going to do some pace work. And so we're going to locomote or run at marathon pace, half marathon pace. 10K pace, 5K pace, and mile pace. And the first thing that many people might say is, I'm not exactly sure of what my pace might be. Well, let me explain a little bit, if you will. We're going to do 2 rounds of this activity. We're going to use a 3-minute walk, both before and after each segment. And each of the segments, again, is 2 minutes. So here's an easy example. For a lot of runners, you can say, if you have a mile time, you can simply add 30 seconds, plus or minus, to each of those potential race distances to get your pace. So if you run a 7-minute mile, you would then use 7:30 pace for your 5K, 8-minute pace for your 10K. Half marathon will be done at 8:30 pace, and then 9 minutes for the marathon pace. Now this is very general, and it's not going to be the most accurate for every person. Someone who's highly aerobically fit and is a dedicated runner, does a lot of running, those increments are probably going to be less. And then for a lot of us, myself included, people that run a little as part of their fitness, but they do more than just run, we may see some of these gaps be greater than 30 seconds, and that's totally fine as well. Don't have to be specific here, we're just ballparking, having some fun with this workout, because as you go through those gear changes, you get a feel for it. In fact, running 2 minutes at mile pace is relatively challenging, whereas running 2 minutes at marathon pace is a very light stimulus. So you're actually going to find yourself going practically through all the zones with this one, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, where we typically use the 5-zone model. Then when we finish this up, again, just a little more use of those fit kits. Those are just such versatile tools to have. So we're going to take the medicine ball, do some giant swings. So remember your giant swing, it's just like when you're at the circus with that mallet and you're ringing the bell, or when that floppy bunny, so you're going from overhead all the way down, all the way up. Just a great excursion, 20 reps. Then we've got overhead press with tubing. So you're going to use a little bit of a lunge position, doesn't matter which foot is forward. Some people might want to switch at 10 reps, but you don't have to, and you're going to press overhead. And then lastly, you've got a sit-up. Use your sandbag to anchor your feet, and then use any variation that you prefer. Hands in front, hands behind head, partial range of motion, knees bent, knees not so bent, just doing crunches, whatever feels best for your body, especially your lower back. So that's what we're doing this week, and anybody out there who wants to give this stuff a try, please by all means do, and let me know how you like it. Give me some feedback. You can reach me at thelifetimeathlete.com via the contact menu item. And for tribe members, hey, you're awesome, and I can't wait to see you in our next meeting.